Hey guys, welcome back. This is Tarun again, back with a very interesting video for you folks. So this is probably the video that I'm sure you would love to see, for a simple fact because what I'm about to share with you, the information, probably it's probably a secret, a very well kept secret in pretty much in Bollywood, in modeling, everywhere else, in terms of getting the body. If you have about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, how can you get in shape in about 15 to 20 days? What can you do with your diet? I'm only talking about diet and training, guys. I will not be talking about steroids. I will not be talking about supplementation, nothing. I will only be talking about things that you can do, the changes you can bring about in your training and the changes you can bring about in your diet that can actually change you. It can make you lose 5 to 6 kilos in about 2 weeks, especially if you have a photo shoot coming up, if you're an aspiring actor, you want to look good in front of the camera, or if you have a wedding coming up, that it's your own wedding, or you want to attend a wedding, or any particular high-end event where you want to put your best foot forward. Remember, this is a short-term fix. What I'm about to share with you is something that you can only do it for a few weeks, 2-3 weeks, and once that event is over, move on, guys, because this is something that you can't do for the rest of your life. So having said that, what exactly can you do in next 2 weeks to look your best? When I say best, I mean leaner, meaner, more defined with your muscles. This applies to both men and women. So I'll talk about what actors do, what models do, and how they take care of their body especially when they have a photo shoot coming up. Now, if you've seen my previous videos, I've talked about the monthly expenditure of all these actors and bodybuilders and fitness athletes that they have to spend on their diet, food, supplementation, steroids, peptide, blah blah. But obviously, a common man like you and me, we can't afford all that. We don't even want to, because the kind of baggage it carries, the kind of side effect it carries, because obviously at the end of the day, it's not your job. You're not going to be making money out of your body unless and until you actually get out there. So what can you do with your food? That simple things with your food that can actually minimize your body fat level. So starting with salads. So what typically actors do, or what typically Bollywood or models or anybody for that matter who's trying to lean down, what they do is they cut their carbs out. This is a standard practice that you go to any dietitian, you go to any nutritionist would tell you the first thing to minimize your carbs. But in this case, because it's an extreme scenario, you only have about 2 weeks, 3 weeks to kind of get in shape, you completely cut down your carbs. So what happens is there's an instant shock to your body. So what do you do in those 2-3 weeks if you don't eat carbs? You only eat salads. In salads it includes your lettuce, includes broccoli, it includes cucumbers, tomatoes, just pretty much salads. And I'm not talking about salting those salads. I'm not talking about using anything on seasoning on those salads. It's just about plain dry salads. It's tough, it's hard, it takes a toll on your mind. Just imagine, guys, not eating salt for next about 2 weeks for that, because what salt does is salt leads to water retention, sugar and salt. So in those 15 days, the first step that these guys do is, actors, Bollywood actors and celebrities and models, anyone, they cut down. Even bodybuilders, obviously, fitness models, obviously, they cut down their salt. They pretty much get down to salads. This is step number 1. Number 2, now if you're one of those guys who like to take a lot of proteins, when I say proteins, I mean protein powders, 3 to 4 protein powders a scoop and stuff like that. They even minimize on it, because most of these protein powders have sodium. The idea for you to cut down your protein powder is to minimize your sodium intake, because every scoop of protein also has about close to 150 to 160 mg of sodium. So they cut down on their protein shakes as well. So you do that too. So that's where also you cut down. So the more sodium you cut out from your diet, the more leaner you get, the more water you excrete from your body, because the idea for you to look leaner is to expel all the water under your skin so that you start looking leaner. And whatever muscles that you acquired by training, it starts to show, because when the water goes out, the muscle becomes more visible. Now that's more on the diet side. Just imagine eating the same set of food for next 15 days. It's hard. Plus, from protein, I'm not saying they're not going to add any protein. They would take, probably raw egg whites, just egg whites, with your salads. You would probably take about 200 or 300 grams of chicken breast, some fish, again grilled, no, just boiled or grilled, no salt, nothing, just plain fish, guys. It's tough, takes a toll on your mind. It's a mental game. I keep telling you, this is a tough task. You go, and no celebrity would actually tell you that they've gone through this. I've done this, and and it results do come in, and I'm telling you, it works miraculously well. But again, remember, this is a short-term fix, and this is more from a diet perspective, from a short term. Now comes training. Now you're training. How do you train when you're not eating? Can you actually train? Yes, this is the beauty of it, or this is where your battle of your mind comes into play. You have to wake up in the morning and tell yourself that, I'm going to be training, and you're going to be training without food, without carbs, without too much of protein. Just imagine the amount of hardship, the amount of commitment, the amount of motivation that you actually need. And what happens, and what kind of training do you follow in a situation like that? You follow a very you can't lift heavy weights. You obviously have to have a circuit training in those 15 days. And a circuit training means, you have to do 2 to 3 body parts every day. You have to do an extensive amount of cardio. You have to do extensive amount of abs, so that your body starts showing results immediately. So you're supplementing your diet and your training put together. Plus, there are people, who also add some substances, some steroids onto it to kind of accelerate the efforts, which is against the practice we all know, which exists. But again, I'm not going to talk about it. Probably I'll keep that for another video. But this is something that people actually do. Now, if you're one of those guys who wants to look good on a particular wedding, try it out for a week and see how difficult that is. You would know what exactly, a mental conditioning is about. It's like, you're living like a soldier, you're living like a warrior, wherein you're just eating plain, dry food and you're training alongside, which means, for next 15 days, your priority is nothing but to look good. And remember, guys, that the only way you get results is when you prioritize. You can't be like, I'm going to get a great body also, I'm going to do well with my work as well, I'm going to do well with my XYZ as well. No, you have to prioritize. If next 15 days you want to look good, you have to do just that for next 15 days. Yes, there will be a challenge, and what next after 15 days, but that is something, that's a call you can take once you get to your goal. Now, this is the secret that, obviously, some of you may have known, some for you it may come as a shock. I would urge you to try it for a day or two. You'll see how difficult that is to live without salt, how difficult it is to live without carbs, how difficult it is to live without a little bit of sugar element in your life. You'll start respecting food even more, and you'll start respecting these bodybuilders, you'll start respecting these fitness models and the kind of stuff that they have to go through and put their bodies through. You'll start respecting them. And besides respecting them, you'll also start wondering that, how difficult that is for anyone to do. So guys, whenever I do such videos, my only intent is to educate you, inform you that these are the things that happen in the fitness industry, because I'm here to kind of share deep, dark fitness secrets with you, which probably people are just not too comfortable sharing for some reasons, because apparently they are the professional secrets, only they're supposed to know it, only when you pay them they share with you. I'm not like that, guys, because I have to share information with you so that you make an informed decision. You don't fall you don't fall prey to such practices. It's all about information sharing, guys. So I hope this information comes in handy to you. I hope you learn something from it, and I hope you kind of wonder that this stuff does happen, and it still exists. It does exist, and it's been there in the industry for a while now, over years now, but no one has actually talked about it. But now I have, so I hope there's something for you to learn. Any one of you who have any questions around this, feel free to reach out to me either on my YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook, and I'll be very happy to help you with this. Hey guys, remember, again, I keep telling you this, I get a lot of questions. If I'm late in replying, please pardon me for that, but I'll definitely get back to you with a query. Be patient. It's just that if I don't find a way to answer your question, I'll make a video around it, but hey, I will get back to you with an answer. So until we meet again, peace.